Alright guys, today Module 12 review, getting ready for your test tomorrow. So, you're going to answer these questions and then we'll go over them. Now, we'll give you a helpful hint. In the vocabulary box, you can mark out the word midnight because you're not going to need it. You will not use the word midnight there. Okay? Then on the back side, select all. You will have 2 answers there, so you might want to put a little number 2 there so you know. Then this chart, remember you've got some room. You might even need another sheet of paper to draw your number lines to help you with that. And then they give you a number line at the bottom. So I'll catch up with you in a few minutes after you've had time to answer these questions. I'm going to work on answering them myself. And whenever you have them all answered, hit play and then we'll go over them and see how you did. All right, see you in a few minutes. Okay guys, we are ready to go over the answers. If you're ready, then keep listening and we'll go over. If you're not ready, make sure you have paused your video so that you're ready to go over them after you have finished all of your answers. Okay, first part, vocabulary. Blank is the amount of time that passes from the start of an activity to the end of an activity. And that is, you got it, elapsed time. Let's scoot all this up. Number 2, the time after noon and before midnight are PM times. So from lunchtime until midnight, PM times. A blank is a unit used to measure short amounts of time, and we read about that, and that's definitely minute. And the times after midnight, before lunchtime at noon, are AM times. Now, number 5, Charles wakes up for school at the time shown. What time does he wake up? Write your answer using AM or PM. Well, if you look at the clock, that's 7:12, and if he's waking up, that would be AM. Then, at the bottom, Tammy arrives at the bookstore at 6:08 p.m. She leaves at 6:56 p.m. This was Tammy at the bookstore. Name the strategy or tool you will use to solve the problem, explain your choice, and then find the answer. All right. My main thing here is that you find the correct answer. If you are doing what I've done here, you are showing what strategy you're using, and in this case, you're using a number line. So if you're showing your work, you have the correct answer. So, first of all, we've got to figure out, she arrives at 6:08, she leaves at 6:56, so you've got to see how much time has elapsed before you get there. So, I said, well, if you're at 6:08, if I had 2 more, that's 6. Then I could do a big, huge hop of 40 minutes to get to 6:50. And then add my leftover 6 minutes to get to 6:56. So I took 40, 6 and 2, 40, 6 and 2, added together, and that gives me 48 minutes. So 40 minutes from 6:08 all the way to 6:56. Now remember, you didn't have to go in those same exact increments. You could have done something different. But you should have come up with 48 minutes as your answer. All right, now, backside. All. Now, I bubbled in and I went ahead and circled too just to make sure you could see that on this video. So, you had to figure out the time on the clock. Well, when you figure that out, that's 1:39. That's 39 minutes after 1. That's pretty easy to find out. Now, you had to do the amount of minutes before. So you had to back it up until you got to that 39-minute mark. And when you went, that's 5, 10, 15, 20. One more is 21. So it's 21 minutes before the next hour of 2 o'clock. Then in the chart, here's Erin and her workouts that she's got planned for Saturday. So she's jogging. She starts at 10, goes for 18 minutes. Well, that's pretty easy to do. You really didn't need to necessarily draw a number line for that, because if you're at 10 o'clock and you add 18 minutes, that's 10:18. That's pretty easy to figure out. But you could have easily done a little number line. This one, you start at 10:18, 27, so just count up. 18 to 27, well, that's 9 minutes. Jumping jacks. Well, she stops at 10:39, goes for 12 minutes, so 10:39, back it up 12 minutes, and that should give you 10:27. Okay? Then the last question. Leo arrives at the library at 2:30. He leaves the library 75 minutes later. Draw jumps from the time Leo arrives at the library to the time he leaves the library. Place a point on the number line to show the time he leaves the library. All right, so he's at 2:30, 75 minutes. A huge hop. Now notice, these are in increments of 15 minutes. So that makes it just a tad bit more tricky. So if you add a whole 60 minutes, that's an hour. So 2:30 plus 60, that would give you 3:30. So that means 15 more minutes would be right here at 3 when he leaves the library. Okay? All right, guys, you've got a test tomorrow. Take this home, look over it. You should do fine. And then we will see how you do tomorrow. Okay? All right. Good job, guys.